Let us start the detailed study of direct combination reaction or the synthesis reaction. So in direct combination reaction we have seen that two elements or compounds combine together to form a single product. So two elements can combine together like carbon and oxygen to form CO2, or a element can combine with a compound like CO can combine with oxygen to form CO2, carbon dioxide, or two compounds can combine together like water and carbon dioxide, so it forms carbonic acid. So this is one of the example of combination reaction. Few other examples of combination reactions are the oxidation of metals. We have seen what is oxidation. Oxidation is addition of oxygen. So here metals when combined with oxygen form their respective oxides. In the same way, oxidation of non-metals. Non-metals, that is your sulfur, copper, phosphorus, which are present on the right hand side of the periodic table. So these non-metals, they combine with oxygen and form the respective compounds, that is a single product is formed over here. Thus these are all the examples of combination reaction or synthesis reactions. Similarly, our oxides may be the acidic oxides or the basic oxides. They combine with water to form a single product. These are few examples of combination reaction. Another example is the preparation of salts by direct combination method. So firstly, what are salts? Salts are the compounds in which the positive part is the metallic part and negative part is the non-metallic part. Let us see first example. Aluminium combines with chlorine to form AlCl3. Here aluminium is the positive part, Al3 plus, and chlorine, that is Cl minus. So in this way metallic element and non-metallic element combine together to form a salt. So different kind of salts can be prepared by the combination reaction. One example is Zn plus sulfur gives the formation of ZnS. Dear students, these are few examples of combination reaction in our day-to-day life. Preparation of water molecule, preparation of ammonia, that is NH3, sulfuric acid, or hydrogen chloride. All these are the combination reactions, and these reactions are very important in the pharmaceutical industry and day-to-day life. Here are few other examples of combination reaction for you. Yes, the same one we are looking after, the combination reactions in our day-to-day life. This is the reactivity series of metals. The metals which are present at the top, they are more reactive, whereas the metals which are present at the bottom are less reactive. And now we are going to use this reactivity series to study the decomposition reaction. So let us study these reactions. So the first reaction in decomposition is when you are going to heat calcium hydroxide, you are going to get calcium oxide plus water. In the same way, carbonates when heated, CaCO3 will give you CaO plus CO2. That is, decomposition takes place and the constituent elements or the constituent compounds are formed. In the same way, nitrates when heated, like sodium nitrate or potassium nitrate, nitrites are formed and oxygen gas is liberated. I think you must be remembering in the last 2 years we have seen these reactions for the generation of oxygen gas also. Few other examples of decomposition reaction. When you heat ammonium dichromate, it undergoes decomposition reaction and decomposes into its constituent compounds. Next one is heating of copper sulfate. Copper sulfate in the laboratory we have seen that it is a blue colored salt because it contains the water molecules. So when you heat it, it loses the water molecule. It loses the 5 water molecules and gives the formation of CuSO4, and this CuSO4 is now white in color. Next one is decomposition of ammonium chloride to liberate ammonia gas and HCl. Now over here a double-headed arrow is shown. The arrow is pointing towards the forward reaction also and the backward direction also. It indicates that this reaction is a reversible reaction. In the same way, thermal decomposition of dinitrogen tetroxide is a reversible reaction, and these are the examples of decomposition reactions. Decomposition also takes place in presence of electricity. In grade 8, we have seen the electrolysis of water to generate hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. So over there electricity was used and decomposition of water takes place. Next one, photochemical decomposition, that is the decomposition which takes place in presence of light. Silver chloride, which is stored in the amber colored bottle, when it comes in contact with light forms silver and chlorine. In the same way, hydrogen peroxide in presence of water forms H2O and O2. So these are the certain easy examples of decomposition reaction by using electricity or by using light, and we have also seen the decomposition reactions that take place by using heat. Before we end today, I'll just like to take back you a little bit in grade 8, where we have seen calcination and roasting. I have given certain examples for calcination and roasting also. So calcination is a process of heating the ore strongly in absence of air or a limited supply of air at a temperature below its melting point, and this process is called as calcination. So let us see zinc carbonate. When heated, it forms zinc oxide plus carbon dioxide. So over here in these decomposition reactions, ZnO, FeO are formed, and now this ZnO or FeO can be easily reduced to their metallic form, that is ZnO can be converted into Zn and FeO can be converted into Fe by using the reducing agents as carbon and carbon monoxide. So what happens, this decomposition reaction of ZnCO3 or FeCO3 are used to form the metal oxides, and metal oxides are going to give you pure metals. So this process of extracting the pure metals from their ores economically and profitably is called as metallurgy. So decomposition reactions are also used in the metallurgy process to get pure metals. Thank you everyone. Missing you a lot, but really